Hey guys, welcome to Becoming Soulful. We are introducing a lot of coaches on this channel for the welfare of the family, for the welfare of the women. Today, I have a very, very interesting person who is a nutritionist, and her name is Madhuri. To say a few words about her, she has been introduced, or her book has been published by Rajdeep Sardesai, a famous journalist who is a Padma Shri Award winner. As her book name is Who Stole My Calories? Very interesting title. Madhuri has been said by her clients that she's a woman of strength. And one line I liked about Madhuri, watching her interviews, watching her book release, is she says, "We don't need Botox, we need only muscles." So all these stuff is going to bring a lot of information, especially for women. Men also are her clients, but women are going to benefit out of this interview. If you guess her age, I'm going to give you a special gift for all the audience out here. So Madhuri is known for health, fitness, nutrition, and she is going to guide us how to deal with our emotion related to fitness and health. So all the fitness coaches will speak about nutrition and exercise and sleep. Madhuri is different. She's going to talk about how we can regulate our emotions to achieve fitness. So more than me talking about her, I would like to invite Madhuri to talk about fitness, nutrition, emotion, sleep, everything, and how to look young, be young always, and feel young. Welcome, Madhuri, onto the camera, please. Hey, Madhuri, welcome.
Hey. Yeah, hi, Vimla. So happy to be here. And I think it's wonderful what you are doing. And, there's so much that is available for women or everybody these days. And, to go out there and put the voice across is really a big thing. And I'm really thankful to what you do and for having me on this show of yours. Very soulful indeed.
I'm glad I found you. First of all, I'm glad I have invited you, and I'm glad you accepted my invitation. I was watching all your videos. I wish I could have bought your book before I did this interview, so that I will be more confident about talking about the book. But anyway, I'm going to buy that. So say something about you, Madhuri. There's a lot about you, so you speak.
Yeah, so I'm a late career starter. I started my nutrition career in when I was 36. Before that, I did lots of things as a Montessori teacher. I used to work with Indian craftsmen, and pottering around and being a mom to two young, beautiful daughters that I have, Parisha and Gia. But at 36, there was a life-changing event where I saw how wonderful it was, that nutrition could actually change the destiny, the health destiny of people. So back then, 20 odd years ago, diabetes was not easily reversible as it is now because the science was very new. But I found that just making simple dietary changes and walking actually helps people to overcome as many as 3 insulin shots a day. And that left like a big impact on me. And I said, I want to study more about this subject that is totally in our control. Our nutrition is in our control, right? What we choose to eat, what we choose to put in our mouth, what time we choose to eat, why we eat it, it's all in our control. And we had just given that control off or not even thought about it, which is one of the reasons we go off track. So I said, let me find out more about this simple thing. And I started very thankfully with a lot of support from family, my father especially, that he said, why don't you start your education again? And it suited me fine because I wanted to be with my little ones at home. I didn't want to leave them with anybody. If I have children, I have to look after them myself, was what I thought. Of course, now they'd rather be by themselves and say, Mama, leave us alone kind of thing. But that's when I started, my serious studies about nutrition. And I still have all those books with me, and they were so inspiring because this wonderful human body that we have is a magical body, really. it can do anything, that it can do so much. It's actually waiting to do so much for all of us. We just have to, get the right slots, the right kind of food, uh, and at the right time, and work the system, because the body actually builds pathways for health even if you don't have them right now.
True,
This could be a topic for another discussion, but my body is the creator of my health.
true, very
That's what
true.
I learned.
Yeah, before we go deep into this topic, I'm so curious to find out how you, being a homemaker and then a teacher and then a nutritionist, everybody wants to look healthy, feel healthy, but you chose this as a profession. You were a dancer as well. You were into a lot of dances
Yes, yeah.
in school and college. So tell us something
Mhm.
about your personal life.
Well, see, I think we were in a family of where my older sister was a musician, my other sister, middle sister, was a sports person, and I was the dancer. So, that was kind of the message that was given to me. So, yeah, I loved movement. I have a natural affinity for posture and things like that. And once I studied nutrition, very quickly I realized that unless you exercise or hold your posture, the blood flow is just not good enough. So, the structure function component of the human body is what I attached to my nutrition studies, and explored that avenue, which led me to study Pilates. Pilates is a movement form which is akin to yoga, but has a lot of focus on body posture. And because I was a Kathak dancer, I learned Kathak for about 10 years, which is a lot of posture and all that. So all that got, really accumulated and assimilated in my learning. So I became very natural at movement. Going forward, I explored weight training, which I think is one of the most anti-aging methods of training for women, because muscle is the tissue of youth and ability. So muscle is, when we say muscle, it's not like a bodybuilder's muscle, but muscle that you have to have enough to be, wonderfully functional, having the interest and the verb to do anything you like to do, never having age stop you. Those are the things that muscle can do for you, because they also strengthen your bones, right? They strengthen your
It,
bones, and
sorry to interrupt you. It sounds so technical for me. Even I feel that I'm losing muscles under my eyes. I'm losing muscles in
mm,
certain, or I'm gaining a lot of unwanted muscles. Some, I don't know what you call that in technical terms. So if you let's take my target will be women. Let's take women. If you say weight training for women, can I do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes weight training so that as I age I don't lose muscles? What are the few things we can suggest them they can do at home without going to the gym?
yeah, so the last few, especially these lockdown years, have got me thinking about the business, that most everybody thinks weight training means you have to go to the gym and become a bodybuilder. So let's understand that the bodybuilding science is very different. We are not bodybuilder. That means you build a body beyond the capacity of your structure to hold those muscles. That's
Mm.
not what we are doing. We are talking about muscle adequacy to such an extent that your metabolic rate stays up and you burn calories as you eat them. You have to be in that when whatever you eat, you have to be able to burn and not allow it to store. So when you have more muscle and less fat, automatically this happens. Now there are many things involved. One is, of course, just base. Even anybody can start, do any kind of exercise they enjoy doing, but one that they can do consistently. But there's one caveat here. It is that every exercise that you choose to do has to have progressive overload. This is a technical term. It just means that the exercise has to be harder every week. You have to do more work in the same time. You cannot go on expanding the time.
Okay.
See, this is what people think. Oh, now I have to lose weight. So I lost whatever 10 kilos doing 1 hour of exercise. Now, if I do 2 hours, I will lose 20 kilos. No. Then there is a catabolic effect, because let's face it, we have 24 hours in a day. So every hour is precious. So how much more can you do in the same amount of time is the progressive overload principle. And this is what weight training has brought to the entire world of fitness. So if I can do 5 kgs or 5 pounds today, 1 month down the line, I should be able to do 10 pounds in the same time.
Yeah.
Same
So
thing. If you're
let me
yeah.
put it this way. If I'm able to walk 1 kilometer in 10 minutes, I should be increasing 2 kilometers in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a big jump. But even if you do 1.2 kilometers in 10 minutes, it's a lot for the body because there's 300 trillion cells in our body. All of them will dip in. So it has to be like with productivity, everything is in a small bite approach. It is a small bite approach. Doing more in less time because you can't expand the day. You cannot expand the hours in the day, right? So whatever you do, it's exactly 1 hour. 1 hour walking a day, not 1 hour, sorry, 20 to 30 minutes morning walk every day is a must. It's not negotiable. Maybe Sunday off is okay. Weight training for most women, that means anything where there is progressive overload, whether you use a TheraBand or whether I don't know much about how you yoga, but I'm sure there is a way of progressive overload in yoga. Maybe you can do more Surya Namaskars in less time, but at all times you have to be in the zone between struggle and challenge. You should not be struggling to do anything, and not over challenged as well. You have to follow the mid path because the mid path is the magical path, which means that you can do it every day for the rest of your life. So I've also erred. I've also gone wrong here, gone overboard, done flying kicks and done all kinds of things. But now more than ever before, I try to, get that magical middle path, which helps me to work out more frequently.
This is a beautiful tip. It's a beautiful tip for all of us in the new year, especially. You should be able to do more in the same given time, which means you have to challenge bit by bit, not extreme challenges, and keep increasing your ability to do more or take more challenges at the same time. So if I'm doing exercise for 5 minutes and if I'm using 5 kg dumbbells, 2.5 and 2.5, then slowly I will increase to 3 kg dumbbells and do more number of lifting.
Or when you take higher weight, you do lesser reps.
Lesser number of, okay.
So you have to play around with all these. There are many factors. There's time, there's endurance, there is weight, there's how much you do. And yes, there's one more thing, that if you've done something for 2 to 3 months, you need to take a week off and do nothing.
Okay.
You need to offload. You need to de-stress, offload, so that when you get back, you will find amazing powers in whatever it is you're doing, and the body will become more efficient for the same amount of work that you were doing. So these are the tricks, these are the things that make exercise so possible and not daunting. You don't need long schedules, nothing. And with exercise and movement, even something is better than nothing. Even if you can do 5 minutes, please do it.
Water bottles. So women, water bottles will do. 2 water bottles will do. Yes.
Anything, yeah.
Anything will do, yeah.
Because see, a water bottle for a woman who hasn't worked out is like 100 kg dumbbell for a man who's working out. It's relative strength.
Correct.
It's relative strength.
Now, I'm curious about the title of your book. Speak about that. So curious, so unique title. How did you get the title and what made you to write? It's so many inspiring things about you. You starting working on your fitness, you starting to write your book, and the way you have published it is also very nice. You went to crosswords and invited a famous personality. How did you do all this? Because we like to know the back work, of all these stuff. How
the thing is, when I started my nutrition career, I didn't plan all this. I didn't plan to be a nutritionist. I mean, my friends in college with whom we would sit and have Punjabi samosa every day and have, kaun kitna zyada Punjabi samosa khata hai kind of people. If they thought that I'm going to be a nutritionist, I mean, they'd say, oh my God, no, never, So that was the tricky part. But apart from that, I think when I got into nutrition and the education that I did helped me to become what they call a critical thinker, which made me write a lot of articles. So I started writing. I wrote about 100 blogs for the Mint under a column called The Diet Desk. From there, I still recall I wrote an article on how healthy the potato is, because all natural foods are very healthy. It's what we do to them that makes them unhealthy. So, and if we are couch potatoes, we will be, even the best food will be unhealthy in our body. So when I wrote that, then somebody from Jaico approached me to write a book. And then it was a normal thing, talk about the disease, talk about the ailments, talk about this, that, and the other. And by that time, I had gained a lot of stories of my clients, because this is a novel on fitness,
Yeah,
what I've written. There are 10
fiction.
characters in the book. So this is there were a lot of people. I mean, I had a lot of stories that I wanted to share, not in the typical, oh, she came to me and she did this and I got that. I mean, we all know that, but that hidden side of it, the hidden part that doesn't come out in these these testimonials, the emotions that led somebody to become what they have become. There are a lot of things that combine. And so I said, why not write a novel on fitness? And Jaiko flew with the idea. And then I know that, everybody talks about calories. The food has so much calories, but, you're not using the calories that you take in. So I'm saying, who's stealing all those calories that you take in? For example, if, we grew up in a culture where we saw a lot of people, they would tell their servants to pick up the bags. I don't need to carry my own bag, kind of thing, So at that point, who is doing all the hard work for you, for your own calories? Is that other person? And you're sitting and enjoying yourself. So the sitting culture started, affecting me. And I said, let me write more about all that. So that book is really all those things.
Yeah. So when
and then, who stole my cheese? And I said, who stole my calories? So that's how that happened.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So what is the meaning? Who stole my calories?
You need to read the book.
Yeah, I read when you were reading the last chapter, I found it in the video you're sharing about the last chapter. Definitely, I'm going to buy and read.
Yeah.
And we should
Who steals your calories? You need to read the book to find out.
Okay. So please buy that book and read if you really want to lose weight. And it's a fitness fiction, the first of its kind, because everybody writes about a personal development book on fitness, whereas Madhuri has written a fiction, which is going to be like a story, and most of it are real-time characters that she has come across and given results after going through training with Madhuri. So Madhuri, my next question will be the emotion bit. Everybody talks about nutrition, sleep, exercise, and the tripod you were talking initially in your early videos. And then when you published the book, you are speaking about the fifth element of fitness, which is emotion. So what is that all about?
So, it's how we feel about our mind and our body and all these things that and, the particular state of mental state that we are in at any given point in time, it redirects our hormones internally to make us crave food, not crave food, to feel worthless, to feel good, to feel all those things. And it's all very interconnected, because the human body has 10 different organ systems. Each one is equally important, but all of them come together to make you who you are. And your emotional health is a big part that actually weaves a thread around all of these 10 systems.
So give us a tip. How do we maintain our emotional health?
Yeah, so emotional health is really maintained, first of all, by walking, because the cross-pattern movement in walking helps the brain's neurons to get, it's like a tonic for the nerves of the brain, so that you can think better, you sleep well. And the other thing is that you get sunlight first thing in the morning. You walk in outdoors. Outdoor walking is extremely important, because the sun sets the tone for your alertness hormones at the right time. So you feel alert at the right time and not get overly panicked. If you wake up late and you don't see morning sunlight, then the hormonal ebb and flow is affected, so that you feel stressed, you feel you can't do something, all those kinds of things.
What is what is the specific exact time from
in the morning before 9 o'clock.
Anytime before 9, okay. And 1 hour.
Yeah, so there's a lot of us, who would wake up like at 10, you miss that entire patch where your emotions can get set. So you have to use your body to set, the connection between the body and the brain in such a way that you are in control of whatever can come in your life. And so once you're in control of that, then the emotions don't have a stress effect on your body. And then, of course, sleep is a big thing,
So what time people should go to bed?
See, it's like this, that, you have to be alert when the sun is up, and when the sun is winding off and going down, when it's setting, automatically you unwind. Your body also unwinds. So that's when you need to have an early dinner. That's really, really important. All the parties should be done at lunchtime, not at dinner time. And dinner time is around 7. Okay, 7. Okay. And you'll have to bring it down gradually. And then evening is time to do nothing and just be yourself and just wind off to sleep, reading a beautiful, calming autobiography or something like that.
Beautiful. So we have to go with the nature's timetable.
Yeah, because the clock that is there, the nature's clock is there in every single cell of our body. And when those are in tune, when the clock in each one of our 300 trillion cells is in tune with the circadian clock, beautiful life. It's, you won't gain weight, you won't feel
whatever you're saying, is it possible for all the busy women as well?
You have to make it possible. Depends on your priorities.
Yeah.
There's your workout in the morning has to be an appointment with yourself that cannot be disturbed. Your morning walk, if you don't do anything, you take your morning walk. Whenever you eat, you be active. You give your body a message that whatever I eat, I'm going to use up. I'm not going to let it store. And you follow, healthy alertness without being stressed and without getting all riled up and angry and so on. And then you really focus on calming your body down, because when you're rested, only then you can digest your food. And when you can digest your food is only when you can absorb the nutrients. So you see a lot of people are stressed, but they have this salad at the time that they're totally stressed, looking at their phone. Mind is in so many different places. What can happen? What if mentality? All those things don't allow you to absorb all the nutrients. And when you don't absorb nutrients, your body breaks down to make these nutrients, because you absolutely need you need fuel, right? All your cells need fuel. So if you cannot digest and absorb the food you're eating, then your body's muscles and bones will break down. And that is the start of this osteopenia, aches and pains in the body, muscles shriveling up, looking aged, all those things start there.
Okay. One of my favorite questions, if at all, I'm curious to listen what answer you are or what tip you're going to give. Most of the women are unable to conceive nowadays, number one. Number two, most of the young girls are not getting their periods regularly. Mm-hmm. Apart from fitness and all those stuff, where do these people start? Okay, they have done something wrong with their metabolism. They've done something they messed up with their lifestyle. So these two major questions for the women watching there. They're unable to conceive. They're spending a lot of money on doctors. And then mm-hmm. kids, young girls are unable to get their regular periods. Any lifestyle change?
The answer is just a healthy plate. Healthy plate. Half of it is full of vegetables. One half is nice, crunchy, fibrous grain like ragi, millets, white rice, sticky white rice, all those things. The other quarter is healthy protein choices, from chana to hunker to Greek yogurt to chicken or fish, whatever you have. You have to eat well and you have to be active. And that sets the entire chemical balance. See, health is a question of a chemical hormonal balance. When that is achieved, you're healthy. So the hormonal balance is totally off currently for women who have PCOS. They've had extreme lifestyles. So either there may be a stage when they've suddenly started doing a lot of workout, when they're in school and college, and then when they go and work and, like in the lockdown, sitting down and working from home. When we sit and get engrossed in work from home, then we forget to be active. And then there's also this whole, culture. We are not following the mid path. Netflix, is great, but follow the mid path and make an appointment to watch Netflix. Don't binge watch, right? So there are extremes. So a lot of people have Monday to Friday very healthy. Saturday, Sunday, they go totally off kilter to such an extent that all that Monday to Friday is washed out. So the body is not able to regulate itself to your lifestyle because your lifestyle is not regulated.
So anytime there are these extremes, and lack of consistency of a routine, everything goes off. And then there is insulin resistance with, to this entire cocktail, you add this entire processed foods. Processed foods, anything that has more than one ingredient in a packet is so processed that it's going to upset your body. It is like a foreign toxin poison in your body.
Okay.
However, fat-free, sugar-free, all are not poison-free. So we made a new belief system around ourselves that this packaged food has to replace natural food, and it is the way, and all those things. So we have to rise above that situation, and everything can be reversed. I have got PCOS cases that have been totally reversed and come back. And this is the other thing. We believe that, we keep saying that once a thyroid patient, always a thyroid. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
There is a way to reverse everything from your kitchen. That masala box you have with dalchini, ilaichi, long, that is such a powerhouse of antioxidants. Just a pinch of it is more than enough. Saffron is such a wonderful food for brain health.
Okay.
Why spend on expensive meals outside and spend on getting the highest quality saffron? Have two strands every single day. And it's fabulous antioxidant protection for your brain to be cognitively sharp, for you not to buckle under emotions, because emotions is something you are going to feel. The point is how you react to your emotions. You need to have a body that's strong enough to be able to react to that.
Okay, so from Madhuri, we are going to get a tip from where to get the original saffron. Was finding
yeah, I know, there's so many wonderful, I think that's a personal thing. There's lots of people who are doing this organic saffron and things like that. You go across and, you check the least processed kind of saffron, something that should not have too much of a label, something that smells good. Now, of course, saffron is something you should be able to go to a store and buy, but because of lockdown, you're going to be doing everything online. So get a couple of small units of saffron and then, start that. Because see, I don't really promote any brands as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's high time you should start your own nutrition store so that we can go with people who are trustworthy, whom we know personally, who are committed to health and not profit and all those stuff. I think a humble request will be you have to go for your products.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah. So my final question to you will be, how you get so inspired to do so many things? I have been watching you for some time. You're so calm, quiet, composed, collected.
Really?
Seriously, calm, composed, very collected. And you're very inspiring from a woman's point of view. When I watch you, you're so simple, humble as well.
Thank you so much. That's a lot of lovely words to use.
How can a woman take control of herself and her life in spite of her busy schedules? And if I have to see my next 10 years, 20 years, help women to find this kind of a calm and composed life. And you have achieved so much. You are running a gym. You have achieved so much. You're doing so many stuff.
Thank you so much.
Give us some tips on how we can we as a women can be so collective and calm and composed and do so many multiple things.
Yeah, well, very early on, I learned through life's experiences that when I was a reactive kind of person, I would get a very reactive response. And that would be like a never-ending spiral. I react, you react, and it never ends. And I think the biggest calming influence came to me through my education of nutrition, because I was so impressed by my own and everybody's human body, and it's oh my God, amazing capabilities to reverse and be healthy, that I started focusing more on that. And I found that people were reacting to me very differently after that. So when I changed and I dipped into the body-mind connection, because my body, what happens in my body is a reflection of what is going on in my mind, very clearly. So
It's
and
not the other way
by
around. It's not the other way around. What's going on in your mind that reflects in your body.
it's
not
both
the-
ways, but it starts with the baby is born, he first cries. It's a very behavioral body response. He gets his fuel and then he builds himself with mind and body. You know, the body, he has to walk, he has to take action. Action is the first step. You know, otherwise then you're comatose, right? Comatose person, only my brain is working, nothing else. So that's, in the sense, only the bodily systems are working. So, you know, so your behavior, your action, your actual behavior dictates how your body connects with your brain. So if I'm reactive in my behavior, then, you know, people are reactive to me. So when I started getting calm and composed around my education, nutrition, understanding, you know, the connection of food and me and everything, automatically I learned that the reactions of people around me started changing. So I started adopting that behavior a lot more because I got less into conflicting modes, and I started, you know, building my mindset around adopting the best behaviors that I would like. And that's how, you know, for somebody who was like a, you know, party animal, somebody who just ate everything, I would drink so much beer, just gave it all up because I didn't want to spoil this body connection that I had developed. And through that, I found that I could achieve so much more. My concentration improved. People were reacting differently to me. I started getting more opportunities. And I started having the zest for life that, you know, we tend to. I recall that, you know, just before my nutrition education, you know, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I had the same line that every woman had. Oh God, abhi ye din kabhi khatam hone wala hai. You know, I can't wait for today to get over. And then you think tomorrow, oh, tomorrow again, so many things I have to do. So I found myself one fine day after, you know, getting into my fitness and all of that, some friends called me out at 10 o'clock at night and said, yeah, sure, let's go. And I didn't realize that I was, you know, actually said that at 10 o'clock, somebody would be grumbling and wanted to sleep. They said, what's happened to you? I said, oh my God, it's all about, you know, the newfound energy that foods from nature, foods from my kitchen, and then working out through them have given me. And I think that message kept building up. And that's how, this is a wonderful question. Nobody's asked me this deep question, but now that I think about it, it's really changing your behavior around your food so that your body gives different messages to your mind that you have the nutrients, you have the fiber, so you're safe, so you don't need to be stressed. And then the brain reacts by getting sharper around you, getting more efficient with all the things you do. And that's how that goes. Yeah.
One more question before, though I said it's the final question. What are the books you read? I can see a lot of.
Well, my books are two areas. One is nutrition, of course, everything to do with nutrition. And the other is around entrepreneurship and self-development. Those are the kinds of books.
Can you name
I
some?
can't, unfortunately, read fiction anymore.
Yeah.
Or then I read some simple autobiographies. Sorry?
Name some books, fitness books or personal development books.
Yeah, so I have got a whole lot of fitness books. I was just reading the Circadian Code, where I picked up all this research on, you know, circadian stuff. And there's lifespan now. People are speaking about the health span being more important than just the lifespan, because you don't just want to live till 90. You want to have a great health span, because when you are in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, you can share a wealth of experience with the younger generation to shape lives and shape the world very differently, right? Mm-hmm. So if you just have those years around you without the health, then you become, yeah, that's the thing. You become this person who needs caretaking. And let me tell you that caregiving is the worst kind of stress anyone can go through. And for me, the biggest thing is that, you know, I want to do everything I possibly can not to be able to become somebody that needs caregiving.
Beautiful point. Beautiful. Excellent point, guys. I want all of you to listen to this. Instead of thinking about lifespan, think about health span. And one of the worst things you can do for your children is to make their one part of their life to worry about your 60s, 70s, and 80s. enjoy their life. You should not make them responsible for your poor health. And caregiving is a huge responsibility. And I would say you should relieve your children of that huge
Yeah,
responsibility.
it's the worst kind of stress because it's a point of no
Yes,
return. You know that at the end of the day,
I'm
something,
with
and
you.
at the
I'm with
same
you.
time, you cannot give it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of our money, time, and our children's time, money is being invested. I will still say invested on parents. I will not say it is not worth it, but
Yes,
instead
yes,
of
of course.
at the age of from 40s, we can start looking at helping our children relieved of the stress of caretaking of us, caregiving to
Yeah.
parents.
So you should be in a position to share the wealth of experience you have with them.
Beautiful,
You know.
beautiful. Till you die, you should be able to be independent on your own, look healthy, feel healthy, and inspire people around you. So health is the number one thing to be think about. Madhuri's interview will be the first interview to go on air on 2022. So
Oh, wow.
this
Thank you.
2022 will be the year of health for all of us. It's not necessary you need to be 40 or 50 or in 60s. You can still be in your 30s and start planning for the next 30 years or 40 years of your life to be healthy.
And it's
Madhuri,
important to start there. If I may add a point, it's important to start when you're young because then the memory patterns for movement get set in. Like I know, when my mom was 80 and she had certain health issues, and I could not train her at all to learn anything new. And had she learned those movement patterns, she would have had a more comfortable life. But she just couldn't pick it up then because obviously, that era, they didn't think that much of it. You can't blame them also. But now that we know it, if we don't do it, then that would be very sad.
lot of rich vocabulary from Madhuri. If you listen carefully, whatever she said, movement pattern, memory of the movement pattern. So when you are young, if you can develop that, it is easy for you to coach yourself on your fitness.
Breathing patterns, movement patterns, very important. Sleep patterns.
Wow. Everything has to be a pattern which is going to help you to live a healthy life. Beautiful, Madhuri. Each and every word was a
Oh
golden
God,
nugget.
thank you so
If
much.
people are going
No,
to
I
listen
think you
carefully,
brought out
I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
so many things about my life that I haven't shared earlier. So thank you so much for doing that.
If I give you last 90 seconds, what is one New Year suggestion you will give to my audience? Everybody is watching. It's a family channel.
What New Year suggestion I'll give to them. But
Yeah.
I think every day is a lovely new day to do something, fabulous for yourself. And I think what I've learned, especially in these past few years, is rather than focus on the outcome, focus on the process. So for my personal thing is my process goals to stay midline, which is the most powerful zone for any walk of life is what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to focus on processes and not worry about outcomes because outcomes, they have to take care of themselves.
Yeah, whatever we are doing, that will take care of our outcomes. Or the other way around, whatever your outcome is what you have done already for yourself, whether it's good or bad.
So your process has to be perfect. Every organ system comes down to one single cell, and that cell is a small unit. So the small units combine to make big units. That's a universal law. So that applies to even your processes at work. So 20 minutes walk, twice a week weight training, healthy garden on your plate, most days of the week on average, and you're good to go. And then you can even plan your cheat meals every Sunday.
Healthy garden in your plate will be the title of my that's a lovely word. What a vocabulary you have. I think you're breathing and thoroughly enjoying what you're doing. It comes in the words,
I love
choice of words, what you're using. I'm thoroughly enjoying. I love this language called English, and I love the jargons each one of them use in their respective technical world or whatever they are passionate about. Lovely vocabulary you have, Madhuri.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think you're doing such great work and very important, for women to go out there and do it like they are people, in their own right. So that's a big thing. And if you have muscles and your health and your bones by your side, you can just rock it wherever you go.
Yes. So thank you so much for coming on my show, Madhuri.
Yeah, thank
Lovely
you.
talking to you this 30 minutes. I don't know how it went off. I'm being more curious to find out what Madhuri is reading, what is a garden she has on her plate, what is her
You can
schedule.
follow me on Instagram. There's things that I put up over there under Madhuri Ruia.
So guys, I'm going to put all the details. I think you will also be curious like me to understand what Madhuri is doing to maintain her fitness. And I have set one loud question claim competition quiz, like if you can guess Madhuri's age, I'm going to gift them something. So,
Okay.
So probably
Yeah.
one chapter from your book or one small tip from you. I
For
can
sure.
pick.
Anytime, anytime.
We will give them as a gift from you.
We can do a one-to-one session with that person.
Yeah, so you can have a 30 minutes one-to-one free session with Madhuri if you're interested.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's it. So thank you so much, Madhuri. I love you so much, and I'm so inspired today, and hope I can also proudly say, because of this interview, and my goal also was to focus on my health, because I'm also in my midlife. And in 2022, the only focus will be on my health. The 3 words I used is one
That's
is
perfect.
health.
That's really good.
Health.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So thanks
great.
for coming.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. All
Bye-bye.
the best. Thank
Yeah,
you.
happy
Bye.
New Year to you as well.
Same. Likewise. Bye.
Thank you. So guys, that is from me. That was Madhuri Ruia, and she is a fitness coach. If you're really interested, if you are fascinated by what we spoke, you can connect with Madhuri. I'm going to share all the details about her in the description box. Make your new year very healthy. As she said, don't focus on lifespan, don't focus on survival, just focus on leading a very healthy life so that we are not a burden for our children. So start your journey from the 30s, and in midlife, you can thoroughly enjoy your life. I'll come back again with another guest who will share a lot of golden nuggets. Like, share, and subscribe. And please ensure that you follow whatever Madhuri prescribed for you to lead a very healthy life in 2022. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.